Hey, hello leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr. and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today I'm going to talk about kind of an issue that probably everybody has gone through once or twice or multiple times in their life, especially their career. And that is when leaders take credit for your work. Now I'm going to explain this today, and I'm going to explain exactly how leaders should take credit. And this may actually make you see things in a little bit different point of view. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going back to the Vault Season 1, Episode 94 originally. Hello, leaders. Have you ever worked for a leader who takes all the credit for your success, your achievements, and your accomplishments? If so, you know exactly how frustrating it can be to bust your tail in getting a project done just to have somebody else take all the credit. Well, today, we're going to talk about how to handle leaders who are taking all the credit for everyone else's work and what you can do to avoid doing the same thing. Let's talk about today's challenge of leaders taking the credit for everyone's work. So here's a scoop. As a leader, you actually should be taking credit for your team if you are leading those people and the project they are completing. The most important thing is you need to be careful and selective on which of the accomplishments and achievements of your team members that you are taking credit for. If you had very little to do with the task or the project, it's probably not necessarily your success to take credit for. If you or multiple members of the team you are leading have success, you can and actually should take credit for the success because after all, you are leading them. When it comes to handling leaders who may be taking all the credit for your success stories and haven't had any part of it, you can handle it in a couple different ways. First of all, if the leader is taking all the credit and not giving you or any other team members any credit, that leader simply is not going to last that long because eventually they're not going to have any credibility or trust within the team. A leader who doesn't have any credibility or trust within the team simply will not last very long. People will not produce for that leader. They'll do their job, but morale is going to go down, productivity is going to go down. People are just going to limit what they do because their leader's taking all the credit. Secondly, you can talk to the leader directly and share your thoughts. Now, I know this may sound scary for many of you out there, but if your leader taking credit for your work really bothers you that much, it does absolutely no good for you to talk and gripe to your coworkers about it. You need to schedule a meeting with your leader and talk to them about it. Of course, before you meet with them, you want to make sure you have all your facts in line, such as the specifics of everything you did on a project or are doing on a project, and whether or not your leader contributed in any way, shape, or form. As you gather the facts, keep in mind everything you do while you are quote unquote on the clock is normally your organization's property. Even your successes, achievements, and accomplishments. If your leader had any part of the project, such as short and simple conversations with you about it or approving anything, including resources and or funding, you know what? They have every right to take some of the credit. Keep in mind that when you're doing your job, your leaders are actually doing all the behind-the-scenes work to keep the operations running smoothly. To be able to keep you doing your job, they're doing a bunch of other stuff. So you might want to be cautious about approaching them for taking credit for something that you're doing because they might be freeing up you so you can work. The most important thing here is to remember that there will be leaders who take credit for your work, and most of the time it's well within their right. And there are some leaders who take credit without having any part in your success, and those leaders just aren't going to have a whole lot of respect in your organization. The key is to not take sole credit for the work and successes of your team members' work. Ultimately, it is a team success because when the team wins, all the team members win as well, including the leaders. As a leader, you should always recognize your individual team members who contributed the most to a winning project. I know this may sound like a no-brainer, but it doesn't always happen. Well, have a great day today, and be sure to recognize each of your team members for their accomplishments and successes, and be cautious of what you take credit for. Thanks for listening. Until tomorrow, run to your challenges.